Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell at before you blow up a plane.
Basha K. Ali!
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good thing to say, I dabbled in stand-up for something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Oh, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr Podcast. I am your host, Chrissie Mayr. You can watch this show on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Rumble, Rockfin, all over the place. We're all over. Yes. Before I get to my fabulous guest, who I adore, who is a funny friend, and her tales of censorship woes, I have a couple of comedy shows to promote. Woo, gosh, guys, I can't believe it. But this Saturday, as in 2 days from now, it really snuck up on me. I'm going to be headlining in Morris Plains, New Jersey. That's this Saturday at Tiff's Ale House in Morris Plains, New Jersey. Keanu Thompson, my good friend Kiki Thompson, will be opening for me. This is a great venue. They do very strong drinks. Okay, it's July 8th. It's this Saturday. So if you're like single still for this summer and you need to find maybe a drunk, promiscuous person to pal around with for the summer, Tiff's in Morris Plains is a wonderful venue to find such a person. So I will see you there this Saturday. Then we got Anime Matsuri coming up next month already, August 10th through the 13th at the George R. Brown Convention Center, not to be confused with the George L. Brown Convention Center. I don't think there even is another. What's the point of even the middle initial? I'm pretty sure there's no other George Brown Convention Centers in Houston. Anyway, that's where I'll be. Panel, booth, hanging out, cosplaying, all the things, signing boobs, and then I'll be headlining that same weekend in Houston, Friday, August 11th at the Secret Group in Houston. Lila Hart will be opening for me. She'll be hanging out at Anime Matsuri as well. I love traveling with Lila because she fits right in my carry-on luggage. And she's funny. You know who else is funny? Today's guest, we're all dealing with bullshit censorship, but here's just the latest censorship issue du jour. And I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the last month that we just got out of. Anyway, we're going to get into it. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, Megan Fox. Hello. And no, not the satanic Megan Fox.
Not that one. We always like to preface it by saying, not that one.
Isn't that terrible? Before every show you go on, you have to say, I haven't drank any blood. I'm not
hexing anyone or eating carcasses on anybody's lawn. That's not me. That's just think of her, and I'm like the opposite, So
yeah, you're the good witch. Oh my gosh, Megan is. I took one look at her look today. I said, "This looks like a woman that wants to hurry up so she can go to the beach." And sure enough, that's
move it along, Chrissie. Move it along.
I'm going to be watching you putting your flip flops on,
and like putting sunscreen on.
Yeah, you're putting sunblock on. It's time to wrap it up because you're spraying sunblock on your face.
Well, my kids have been really long suffering this summer because I got a couple of jobs trying to help my oldest daughter get a car, and there's college coming, and so I've been
extra jobs so that your daughter could get a car.
Well, she's working too. We're both working.
Okay.
We're both working. We're working together, actually.
As she's not mooching, just laying there, picking her feet up, and you're at the Taco Bell slinging ground meat for her. Unappreciative.
I am waiting tables and bartending. It's a whole thing. Yesterday, I worked a 10.5-hour shift, and I felt like I was dying. Really, like my feet felt like I had bloody stumps.
This was a
for
standing
feet.
up job. You don't have to like dox your job, but like this was like a on your feet kind of
Oh
job.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Running
remember
around.
bartending. It's like it turns your feet into stumps after one shift.
Yep. After one shift, your feet are like, what the fuck have you done? Go lay
Yeah.
down. So no, I've just been so busy that I haven't taken them many places. So today's my day off, and I promise we're going to the beach as soon as I'm done. So
Oh my God, we should have canceled. We
if
should have
my
canceled.
8-year-old comes in,
You
no, we
should have
got
been like,
plenty of time.
can we redo beach emoji, beach emoji? I would have understood.
No, if my 8-year-old comes in and is like, Mom, when are we leaving? That's gonna be get out of here. No, we're gonna go have a beach day today. We're gonna go hang out at the lake and swim and have fun. So
That's so good. I did not go to the beach once last year, which is crazy. As someone who is a water sign, was a lifeguard, I came to the realization, like, yeah, like in September, I was like, oh my God, I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the beach once. So
oh well. I like to go. I try and go during the summer. This is why the YouTube thing couldn't have happened at a better time. I mean, if you're gonna censor
like,
me,
I welcome it.
yeah, if you're gonna censor me and like demotivate me to make content, summer is the greatest time to do that, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna take my kids out. We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do stuff. So it actually helps me. I mean, I hate that it happened, but it does help me get away from the computer. Like I told you when I came on, we're backstage, we're talking. I'm like, holy cow! I just had to clear a cobweb from my microphone to the camera. That's how long it's been since I've been in.
Spiders are beginning to make nests on your equipment, Megan. That's how you know you're having a good summer.
Yes.
This is the time to do it, because the summer's going to come and go. And if you're a workaholic and you don't take any time for yourself, you're going to be like, well, fuck it. Now it's just a slow crawl into depression season.
Right.
I spend most of fall
soon.
just waiting for winter, which is not healthy. Like,
What?
I don't, that's why you have
Fall
to.
is the best time to be outside
Distract
in New
yourself
York.
with harvest activities. You got to sit on a pumpkin. Well, not that way, but you got to Imagine that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do an adult how-to guide to fall. just sit on a pumpkin. Be careful. Pose next to some dried leaves. Those harvest stacks. What are they called? The wheat.
The haystacks.
The haystacks.
Yeah, and the wheat. Yeah, the dried wheat. Mm-hmm. You have
Yeah.
to do all of that for fall. I'm like a fall girl. I'm one of those basic white bitches that likes everything. I like the pumpkin spice everything.
Ugh, you're one of those. So am I.
I
So
do.
am I. And it's not the same when you try to make it at home. Like, the biggest slap in the face is to buy the K-cups that claim that they're pumpkin spice, and then you do it and you're like, what why are you wasting my time? This is like pumpkin spice farted into bad coffee.
Yeah, I love everything about fall in New York. New York and I'm in Western New York. The colors here, people travel all over the world to come see the colors here right outside my window. So
Yeah.
it's a time. It's like the time that makes me feel alive. It's not hot. It's just a little chilly.
So
There's
the
smoke
time
in
where
the air.
everything is beginning to die is when you feel most alive.
I do. It's true.
I love that you're going to the beach. We went on a tubing excursion. Yeah, like, gosh, it was yesterday. We tubed down the Delaware River, which I know sounds stupid, but every once in a while, like, I'll do with Frank and his kid one of these activities that I wish we had done like more as kids. But my dad always made us feel like everything was too difficult, everything was too expensive, everything was too much of a pain in the ass. And I would ask for, I feel like, reasonable fucking summer shit. Like, can we go rafting? Can we go whitewater rafting? Can we get in a tube? I don't know. Can we go to the beach? And everything was like too much money, too much of a hassle. I think we went whitewater rafting once, and my sister fucking bounced out, and he was so upset that we had to go back and get her, and we just never went whitewater rafting again. And I was annoyed because I was in Girl Scouts, like, but I never felt like they were very soft with us. I was prepared for more adventure than the Girl Scouts could give me.
I can see that about you.
Which is why I sit on pumpkins. As soon as September 1st hits, I get those pumpkins out. So
I feel sorry for people who live in the South where it's always hot. Like I could never get into fall activities when it's hot. In fact, in Chicago, sometimes in the fall, it would still be 80 degrees. And I'm like, no, I can't go to the pumpkin patch. It's 80. I have to wait. It has to be 60 or below, or I can't do fall. So
yeah.
I love 4 seasons. I gotta have it.
You gotta have it because you don't appreciate it. If you have summer year round, like I get hyped for summer. I'm like, all right, let's get tan. Let's
party
get out there. Yeah.
We just had a banging party on the 4th of July. It's my favorite thing, like just to get
we got
all
a
excited.
Bunch of fireworks in a box. We're gonna start lighting them off tonight because we don't know if they're good or they're wet. They also
that should be an interesting experience. Please nail them down and keep your fingers.
Because we go to Pennsylvania every once in a while. Like we had Content House there, but we're always like sometimes we're snowboarding and we're always picking up random fireworks every time we're in Pennsylvania, and they always have fun names. It'll be
that's why we go to Pennsylvania to get fireworks.
It'll be like, this is the horny wizard or something. And light up, it's like, it'd be so funny. And then it it spells out the shape of a cock, but it's in green and purple.
That would be a very expensive firework. By the way, that's at least a $300 firework.
Imagine
right there.
That's how I announced my divorce to Frank. I just buy a bunch of expensive fireworks and then they spell out like I'm leaving you. And then I'm like, but wait for the finale. And then it's just black. It's just all black fireworks. And then he can figure out why. You don't see black fireworks too often. Anyway.
You wouldn't probably.
Just a black fireworks in the shape of a penis. That will be my big reveal. But yeah, living on the Delaware was fun. It's great. You're sitting there for 2 hours just baking in the sun, and this is what I'm doing next time, Megan. You can buy a floating cooler with like drink cups, like drink holes to put your drinks on, and then that floats behind you in the sun, and everyone's just baking.
Perfect.
It's low impact. It's bad if you have vertigo. It's bad if you get seasickness. But most people I think can handle it. Anyway, I'm like, why are we here again? Yes, we're talking about censorship.
I don't know. Wwhy are we here? I don't even know.
Let's fucking end
it.
Let's
go to the beach. I don't know why. Actually, I think you're pretty brave to have me on to talk because, what if they demonetize your channel? I'll never forgive myself. I'm afraid to say why I got demonetized. I'm actually not even sure. So I should really just say I don't know. I just suspect it has to do with the particular month that we were in last month.
Yes, we'll hint at it. We just got out of, thank God, it couldn't have ended sooner for me. I was like, this Pride Month has been the longest year of my fucking life this year. Oops.
I've been calling it Cringe Month. I had an entire series of videos about Cringe Month, and I wasn't targeting any one person specifically, which is against YouTube terms of service, right? I was just talking about the month in general and the things they've been putting us through for this month of that we're supposed to all be happy about. Maybe July can be humility month. I like it, David. I like it.
July is bonus hole month.
Did you hear that? The bonus.
Yep.
Bonus hole. I can't with these people.
They know that none of us take them seriously, right?
I actually don't know. I feel like I'm in it's a joke.
I think they talk about it just enough so that it gets into one Huffington Post article and then they kind of let it go.
Or is it just to trigger people like us? So sometimes I feel like the best thing to do is ignore it. And I tend to do that. I tend to ignore some of these things and I don't talk about it. If I talked about it all, that's all my channel would be about. And that isn't what my channel is about. My channel is about reviewing entertainment shows that I like. It's about news. It's about what's at the top of the news and reading headlines. But in particular, I am a mother. I have 3 children and I've always been, and I'm a journalist. I report on child abuse and child protection. So that's something that I feel really strongly about. So I've had a lot of very close contact with families whose children have been abused by groomers, right? So when I see this activity happening in front of me, I'm like, hey, watch out, because some of these people are after kids. That's what they're doing. And it's very clear. And if you knew anything about grooming, you would see the steps and how that works and how predators will groom children. And one of the biggest things that they do is put inappropriate material in front of children and get them used to seeing adults nude and porn and all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't want to put in front of kids. But you look at what happened last month, and that's all you see in those parades.
I remember seeing a photo
nudity.
of
Bullshit.
someone was like, "Is this okay?" It was, and you guys in the chat, if you saw this photo, because went pretty viral. You could see the back of a child walking basically in between like what looked like 4 or 5 grown men, like just with their cocks out. Like they were blurred for the sake of the photo, and I was like, that's textbook grooming. If you
I think that was in Toronto, the Toronto
Ugh.
parade. And I have to tell you, it is the definition of child abuse. Thank you. My locals chat is open right now, meganfox.locals.com. I've got a live chat going under the announcement that I'm on with Chrissie. If you guys are following me on locals, that's the only place they won't censor me. So my live chat just pointed out that it's the very definition of child abuse. Yes, it is. And you can't say that on YouTube, apparently, because there's a group of people who specifically takes me saying or anyone saying this behavior is dangerous for children, and then they attach that to as if I'm saying LGBT people are dangerous to children. That is not what I'm saying. And I have friends.
Love the gays.
I love the gays. I love the gays and me. We're like this. I am like the Bette Midler, the conservative Bette Midler for the conservative gays. They love me. I'm beloved by the gays. Okay. I've got the gays.
How would we know what we're wearing is frumpy and looks bad on us if it weren't for the gays?
For the gays. And I mean, I've never done anything homophobic on my channel. I don't dislike gay people. It's ridiculous. I love them. And I have so many in the Gays Against Groomers. I've had them on my show so many times, multiple Gays Against Groomers chapter leaders and the founder, Janie Michelle. I've had these 2 awesome lesbians in Maine, Kat and Sam. They're so great. They run the Maine chapter of Gays Against Groomers, and they are homeschoolers, and they're homesteaders and homeschoolers. They're the coolest gals I ever met. I regularly highlight these people on my channel, including Sarah Higdon, who's a trans person.
I love Sarah. She's
great.
Sarah's
great. We just had the big gay show on Rumble the other night. I did on my channel. We did my show with hashtag my homos, because I have a lot of homos that I love and who love me. This is not about that, because they're agreeing with me. They're saying this is not for kids. And the people pushing this on kids, a lot of these people are parents. A lot of gay people are parents. Newsflash. And they don't want their kids exposed to nude adults showing their kinks in public.
They're also grooming the parents too, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you are a cool parent and you want to get cool points from other cool progressive parents, like, you better be okay with this. And I can guarantee you not all these parents are okay with this, but they ignore the little bit of the gut feeling that taps them on the shoulder. They go, no, I have to be cool. I have to get cool points. I have to show everybody how progressive and accepting I am.
White wine moms. Okay, let's just be completely honest. You don't see a bunch of black moms out there with their kids at these parades. You just don't, because they're not putting up with it, because they're protecting their kids. And for some reason, these white very left women, they want to be accepted, so they've bought into the fact that they should be guilty about something, that there's something wrong with them. So in order to show everyone that they're very virtuous, they're willing to put their children on the altar. Just sacrifice my kid. Here, I'm going to hand my kid over to obvious predators and people who want to show kink to kids. Stop it. This is all gross, and it has nothing to do with being gay or not being gay. Like, that is nothing. And if you're saying it does, and that's what concerns me about YouTube. You're saying somehow that these predators I'm talking about are connected to the legitimate LGBT. No, they're not.
And you're not
that's
broad
an insult.
stroking the entire group.
So I'm demonetized, my whole channel. And
the whole channel? How did they let you know? And also, when did you know?
So I go last week. I think it was last week. Maybe it's been 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. I mean, how long does it take for a spider to make a web? However long that is.
Depends how hungry they are, I guess.
So I don't know, a week or two ago, I went to upload a new video because I had quit live streaming on my YouTube channel because I knew they were targeting me. I kept getting strikes on old live streams, like 5-6 months old, where and I would win. I would win the appeal because I would appeal it and be like, what the fuck? Nothing. I said nothing of the kind. Then they would reverse the strike. But I knew somebody inside YouTube, probably with blue hair, is just pushing that button every time. Just they're trying to get rid of me. So I knew it. And I talked to Nick actually, and he was like, maybe you should stop live streaming for a while and try to reset the algorithm. Mm-hmm. So just do short videos, like 3 a day for 14, 20 days and see what happens. Oh, wow. So that's what I did. So I started making videos that were between 5 and 6 minutes long. And I was uploading maybe 3 a day. And these were all just short news clips. So I went on maybe 2 weeks ago to upload a new one. And I go to upload it and I realize it's not asking me the questions about monetization, where it's like, what's in this video? Where they make you say, is there any swearing or is there any adult material? And I'm like, where is it? So I publish it and then I go to my dashboard and sure enough, there's a big notice that says you are no longer a YouTube partner.
Which means they've taken away your, I guess, monetization. That's what they mean by partner.
I'm not allowed to monetize. No one can send me super chats. Videos you can't be monetized. Now I've been a YouTube partner for 10 years. My channel's been monetized. Now occasionally a video will say not safe for advertisers and they put the yellow $sign on it, but that's not supposed to hurt your channel. It's not supposed, it's like just you're still making money on it. You're just not making as much money. It's not much. I mean, it's bad.
I get slapped with the yellow $sign constantly. Because it's like, who even knows?
But that's not supposed to, it's not like a strike. They don't add those up and then they're like, oh, you're no longer good.
They either run limited or no ads on that video.
Right. So occasionally I will get those. I always appeal them. And maybe 7 out of 10 times I win my appeal. The videos in question that I think did it, I actually appealed and won my appeal on all 3 because they had yellow starred them or whatever, yellow $sign. And even so, my entire channel was demonetized, even though those videos in particular that I think did it, one was the White House, that bitch on the White House grounds that took his top off and was like jiggling.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was very brave.
Somebody told me that it was because I misgendered this person. But I don't feel like giving a person like that anything they want, because I feel like and I didn't even name this person, by the way, because I think that was all about an attention grab anyway. It's all about look at me, get my name out there and my Instagram profile going. So I didn't even name that person. I just showed the footage. 1 million other YouTube creators showed the footage. 1 million others. And that video was deemed acceptable for advertisers after I appealed it. But even so, that's when I think they did it. And of course, when I reached out to them to appeal, I got 3 different answers back. So the first answer I got was that my channel was demonetized for harassment and bullying. I don't know who I harassed. I think the month of June, maybe. I harassed Pride Month or something. I don't know. And then the second answer I got was, hate speech. So that's the second answer. It was hate. We've reviewed this, and you have a majority of content that includes hate speech on your channel.
Wow.
But they won't tell you what is the hate speech. Then the third answer I got recently was sensitive content. So they don't even know what they
They're
demonetize.
Like, it could be any of this. Just pick your favorite.
Yeah. And then they refer you to a 1,000-word article that you can go read through. And I did. I read through all of the articles they sent me, and I'm like, nope, didn't do that, didn't do that, didn't do that, didn't do any of that. And it doesn't matter. they won't tell you why you did what you did. You know, have you ever seen Daniel Boland? He's a YouTube creator who makes hilarious videos. Anyway, he recently, one of his videos got age restricted. And this is what they started doing to me. They would age restrict my video, and then I would fight it, and then it would come back and I would win it. Well, he just got one age restricted, and I was like, oh man, they're after you now. They're after you, and they're going to get you. Like, and he's got 80,000 subscribers or something. They're going to take in. For him, it was telling jokes about, he thinks it was because he told a joke about gays.
Wow. It's crazy. And especially when these things are tagged by the algorithm, it's hard to know like what is tagged by an algorithm, what's tagged by a person, what is prompted by like a hate mob. You know, you piss off somebody with a lot of followers, they can send their people after you. I've gotten crazy strikes for all sorts of dumb bullshit. Like I had played, this was probably my favorite strike that I got. I had played, I think on Simcast, an AI creation of Joe Biden talking about like, it was disparaging towards trans people. It was about how they should like, how they would unalive themselves or something like that. It was all AI created. They just took actual words from Joe Biden's speeches and like clipped it all together, and it was hilarious. And we played it on Simcast. We laughed, and I got a hate speech strike just for playing an AI and us like reacting to it, like, "Oh my god, that's horrible!" And
well, there is no such thing as hate speech. The idea that
talking to
some
my
company,
YouTube partner manager person, and I wouldn't have known what the strike was for if it weren't for him looking into it. So
I don't have one of those people. My channel's not big enough. You know, my channel I've been working on for many years, 10 years now. It went from, 3,000 subscribers to now almost 20,000. And it's really, it's really growing in the last couple of years. And well, really over the last year and a half, it's really started to take off. And it's hard though. It's a hard slog uphill, and it requires a lot of work that you don't get compensated for. And I don't have anybody at YouTube that I can talk to. There isn't anyone. There's just no one. And there's people who just keep on giving me a different answer every time I ask, and I guess I can reapply. So I even tried, I deleted a bunch of stuff. I was like, okay, tell me what to delete. I'll delete it. I'll start over again. I don't care. So I deleted so many videos. I tried to delete everything because I don't know if you know this, but GLAAD, right before this happened to me, and it happened to other people, GLAAD asked social media, YouTube and Instagram, they put out a public open letter asking them to clamp down on the trans hate. What is trans hate? Saying that gender ideology is bad for children, that's trans hate? No, it's not. It's parents saying, hey, we have a right to parent our kids, and you need to get out of our schools and stop putting your cult ideology in the heads of my kids. It's not your place. If you want to, as an adult, you want to train your kid that they're born in the wrong body, I think you're a sicko. But you can do that, I guess. I train my kids the way Mr. Rogers taught me, which is you're perfect the way you are. Everybody's fancy and everybody's fine. Your body is fancy and so is mine. And everybody is good. That's how I teach my kids. But you're not allowed to do that anymore, and you're not allowed to say it anymore. You're going to get demonetized. You're going to get banned. You're going to get fired. You're going to be held to somebody. If you don't say that I'm all in on this transgender ideology,
right? No matter what happens, no matter what bad thing happens, I'm all in.
If you don't say you're all in, then you are the enemy, and you must be silenced. And it doesn't matter if and I've interviewed people who have detransitioned, whose bodies are irreparably scarred, and they transitioned when they were kids, and there are doctors complicit in this, cutting off the breasts of kids who cannot consent because they're minors. So it is just, there's so much bad going on here, and big tech is totally in bed with this cult, and they don't want us to talk about it. And I'm so sorry, Chrissy, you're going to get it next because I opened my mouth. I'm sorry. Never on anything.
No, it's
good. Rumble doing
it's okay to talk. To talk about how and why these things happen. And it seems like you don't. get attention from YouTube or someone to actually answer you unless you have a big campaign. Like you start on Twitter, go, hey, like Team YouTube, and you try to get everybody to retweet it and push it, and maybe you can get a response, but it
They
sucks
did
that it can
too.
take all that.
So there was like a push on Twitter to get YouTube to pay attention to what happened on my channel, and their response was, "We know this isn't the answer you're looking for, but we stand by it." And
That's
it's
a
like,
template message. Yeah, that's like a default.
yeah, you really reviewed 1,000 videos in less than 24 hours, and you're sure that you did the right thing, YouTube? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
God, I wonder if you could, but you still have your channel, right? It's just demonetized. I wonder if you did make it look like you were completely rebranding and then turn your YouTube into basically like a commercial version, like for the fuller videos, or if you really want to get into this, yeah, go to locals, go to Rumble, and then basically you're just using YouTube as a place to have commercials.
It's so frustrating. So I did that. I made one video because And Just Like That just started that horrible show, the spinoff of
So this is a
Sex
show?
and the
I thought this
City.
was a movie. I thought this was like
No. It's a show
wow.
on HBO. It's a series. And this is season 2, which is the spinoff of Sex and the City, which is so bad. It's so bad. It's like laughably bad. So last year I did recaps on my show, on my channel, which was huge. It grew the channel a lot. And everybody was waiting for me to do recaps this year. Well, then I got demonetized and I was like, well, hell, I'm totally demotivated. I don't want to do recaps. Screw you. So I did the recap. I did recap for episode 1. And I put it on locals.
Gloria Steinem makes a cameo. Call the feminists. Yes, I'm sure all the women who spent their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s being sluts will love this show.
It's terrible. They've taken all the sex out of Sex and the City, by the way. It's just awful. It's just depressing. We have to watch Carrie go to the bathroom a bunch of times. We have to watch her throw up.
Why can't they rebrand? Why can't they call it Metamucil in the City?
That's what it should be called.
It just deals with the issues that women of their age are facing, like vaginal.
Yeah, she got a hip surgery.
Dryness.
She got. Oh, wait, they did that.
They did that. Oh,
yeah,
good.
Carrie, in the last episode, she refused to do a commercial on her podcast for vaginal dryness. Because, the girl who writes a column about sex just cannot possibly talk about vaginal dryness. It was the dumbest storyline I ever saw.
Wow.
Like, why are you above this? Exactly.
So Carrie Bradshaw wanted everybody to think she's still moist 24/7. That was important to her.
Yes.
That's so selfish, because that's actually like, then you don't care about the other people who experience dryness. You're just like, no, I want everyone to think that I'm always DTF.
And not to mention that, like, that's what her show is about. She has a podcast now, apparently, about sex.
In her show, in this show. Oh my God! Now I really want to watch it.
She's so selfish that she allowed the entire podcasting team to be fired because she wouldn't do the commercial, Chrissy.
That's so stupid.
So now no one has a job, and she doesn't have her podcast anymore. And she's like, I'm about to have the best week of my life. All these people have been fired, but I'm fine. I mean,
Carrie, you don't know what it's like to podcast, okay? You
take any ad. Anybody who wants to advertise.
You take whatever you can.
That's right.
Oh my God. So who's in this? What is it? Everybody basically but
everybody but
Samantha?
Kim Cattrall. Yeah,
because she has standards. She respects herself. She's like, no.
Well, supposedly she's making a cameo this season, and I am not looking forward to it. So I did put my recap of episode 1 on locals. So you can only get it if you're on locals, and it's really not expensive. It's $5 a month. And if you sign up for $5, you get a couple of episodes, and then you can cancel next month. I don't care. So for $5, that's how I'm getting around YouTube's demonetization. And I did like a little ad for it on YouTube. But I feel like the audience at YouTube is just not ready to move over someplace else. They really like the platform, and I understand, because I like it too. I like YouTube until they're screwing with my channel, but I love the platform,
Yeah.
Oh God, the Brady line is so bad. The Brady.
Oh God, is this grown-up Brady here? Oh
Brady.
My God.
And Brady is now in therapy because his mother left his family for a non-binary comic who's not funny, and who's a total asshole to everyone. You don't know this?
She left Steve.
Yeah, she left Steve. Justice for Steve. You don't understand.
Oh my God.
Season,
Steve is a good man.
Chrissy, last season was so bad. The whole audience is like, justice for Steve. Miranda has turned into a total asshole. She left her family for this non-binary character named Che Diaz who can't tell a joke. And supposedly this person,
woman?
Yeah, it's a woman.
Okay,
This
so she's
person,
lesbian.
yeah, she's
Art
a butch.
imitating life. Yeah.
She's a butch lesbian. Right. Cynthia Nixon wanted to write her life into this story instead of keeping it the character of Miranda Hobbs.
She's like, I love my character, but can it be like Miranda, but with more snatch eating, please?
Yes. And oh my God, speaking of, we had to watch that in episode 2. We had to watch Miranda eat out Che.
No, really, she eats somebody out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, for like ever. It was the season. It was the scene that wouldn't end. We had to watch her trying on strap-ons. I kid you not. Yes.
No, I have to watch this now.
How are you not watching this?
Because I'm behind. You know what it is?
Here, you know what? You know what you should do right now? I'm gonna send you my little recap. Like, it's really short. Wait, it's funny. Hold on. You should play it because it's only a couple minutes. And then you'll get the real gist.
See,
you're going to get the gist of this.
Doing just about anything.
No one wants to watch Cindy. But, Miranda Hobbs was actually a great character.
She was.
And people loved her. A lot of, especially women who were not gender conforming, really.
Or
like
hot.
Yeah, like she was like super she was so sarcastic. Here, I just sent you my little commercial that I made for YouTube for it's basically like a short recap, and some of the scenes are hilarious. But yeah, Miranda was like a loved
thank
character.
You for bringing this topic up, Megan, because I think we're now making up for our last topic.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
No one's gonna have an issue with Sex in the City.
Guys, welcome back to my channel.
And just like crap.
To roast. And just like
that. Your sassy flower.
It's a Sex in the City throwback, you gotta have that
there in your
big closet. On YouTube are going to be a little bit different because YouTube has demonetized my channel unfairly. And while
you can skip ahead. I'm not skip ahead. We've already covered this.
We've heard this whole sob story.
We've already heard that.
This is how I'm going to get around what YouTube.
Keep going.
I'm going over to look.
I'm going to wait till you start drinking. God damn it, YouTube.
But they've managed that people do. I guess maybe if you live on Park Avenue, you just wear nothing but lingerie at night. Oh, dear God. I don't want to see this. Please, no more Che. Nia Wallace, don't care about her storyline at all. And, dear Jesus, no.
I don't even know. I just see creases and folds.
Stop it. Stop. Nobody needs to see that. I'm shielding your eyes from that because, oh my God, it's so bad.
Okay,
it's just terrible writing. Although I like the sweatshirt dress thing. I would like to have one of those. I feel like that would be a good style on me, but I can't figure out why she's wearing a full face of makeup after rolling around in bed.
Carrie Bradshaw can afford all the best clothes, but she's wearing this.
No. I kind of like it though. I love it.
I don't.
Don't disavow that sweatshirt. I like it.
At least belt it or something.
Completely undisturbed. They're all getting ready to go to the Met Ball. Carrie's trying to make eggs, 3-minute eggs that she says she doesn't have time for. None of it makes sense.
It's a metaphor.
I don't know
she doesn't have time for her own eggs.
Or why they think a grown adult cannot make 3-minute eggs without ruining them. We're supposed to believe she can't cook anything, including an egg. Like,
right.
How old
That's
is she?
not cute anymore. She's
not
about
cute.
To die. You have to be able to
It's not cute at 50.
No, it's not cute.
Really. I am so bored. And I'm also traumatized by that kitchen because every time I see Carrie's kitchen, all I can think about is the finger banging scene that I really wish I had never seen. But Charlotte does her classic overacting. It's just so awkward and unnecessary. And look at her face.
Charlotte.
I mean, Charlotte has totally forgotten how to act.
Looks great.
I don't know if it was too much Botox or what. Or why are we pretending? Charlotte, why are you pretending that Carrie hasn't slept with half of New York City? We're back to Carrie on the prairie with this bizarre hat and it's culottes or something.
Oh,
I don't know. But she looks like she's
dressed
Kentucky Derby
for 1802. I hate the hat,
like
and
she's
I'm
about
sure
to
Michael
run it
Patrick
herself.
Dickhead hates it as well.
Joke.
I hate all of it. And again,
no.
we have to watch Miranda get naked because that's what the show
She
is
is
about.
naked all the time.
No,
Ew, see, I think
this
that's
is
something
so
she
women
wants.
like this.
Anthony is the only one who can deliver a line
Anthony
worth,
Cantone.
laughing
I love
over.
him.
Now we have to watch
Oh,
Miranda putting on a
Why?
strap on. I wish I didn't have to say that.
Look at
sentence
her
the strap
body.
on.
It's like a refrigerator. There's no curves.
I know,
Who wants to see
none.
this?
And she's the one who's naked all the time, and it's like
She wants that for herself.
it's disgusting. This is the dildo scene where she's doing strap-ons. She's
This is
putting
her
on strap-ons.
non-binary friend.
Yeah.
She like has she
And
had
this is the
surgery?
dress they expect us to believe that Carrie is going to go to the Met Gala in.
Hold on,
It looks
sneezing
like one
in
of those
disbelief.
things you make at
Hold
a
on,
bridal shower out of
this is
tissue
like-
paper.
This is like when you buy a discount carpet from Home Depot. Is this really the dress that she's stuck in?
Yeah, supposedly, yes. This is what we're supposed to believe that she was.
This is the only scene worth watching this
God.
entire show for. This is one of the most hideous dresses I've ever seen in my whole damn life.
She looks like
Barnum and Bailey.
she does. She looks like
Ringmaster.
a hot. At least this is hot. At least she's serving cleavage.
Well, at least, yeah, I guess. But I hate it. I thought it was so
Circus.
ridiculous looking.
Why are they even going?
Who knows? And how did they get the tickets? They're like $50,000 a piece. That we never got any explanation
Harry
as to.
knows. Mr. Big got them.
She looks like a
Big's
circus
dead.
performer.
He's dead. What?
You didn't know Big's dead?
Big died?
Oh no, they killed him off in episode 1 of season 1. He's dead.
Wow, how feminist of them.
And in fact, Carrie killed him. It's her fault that he's dead. She didn't call 911. She just stood there and watched him die. And then she ran to the bank and got all of his money.
For real?
Yes.
Wow, the future really is female.
They rely on our good feelings and they exploit
What?
those by
Oh god,
showing
she looks
us
insane.
the fashions from it and pulling
She
them
looks
back out at
insane.
random moments
I'm done with
instead
fashion.
of creating something new.
Fashion is for gays and other women. I just want to look as hot as possible for as long as possible. I'm not here to impress.
Yeah, he died on the Peloton, chat. Yep. He took his last Peloton ride.
He
To
died
heaven.
on, and that was probably a pandemic Peloton too.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep.
Probably something he bought.
Oh, and by the way, Peloton stock took a major nosedive after that. So
And
the
he
show
died?
hurt Peloton. Right. I can't believe they didn't get sued.
All we get is that couple of seconds.
Wow, this
Yeah.
looks amazing. I'm gonna finish. I now really want to watch the show because of you, Megan.
Oh, good.
Yes, he was.
We're all
holding a
hate
leather
watching
prop.
it.
Yeah,
We're hate watching it
'Cause
together.
I think I saw Mike Harlow was doing reviews
Yep.
on it, and
I
like,
was supposed to be on
"Isn't
last
it a
night, and then I
movie?"
had to watch a double shift. I mean, I had to work a double shift, and I wasn't able to be on with him, but we were going to do it. So I'm going to be on with him for the next one.
Okay.
Episode
God.
3 is just as bad as 1
How
and
many
2.
episodes are there?
It's a whole season. So I don't know, 12? How many are there in a season? What do they do now on HBO? 10?
You know who this is for? This show is for basically like people like, because I used to watch the show with my sister. She was obsessed and I kind of got hooked on it, and she's a little older than me, but she's like, no kids, unhappy. I think this show is for her, like her demo.
Maybe, because season 1 I wrote so many articles on it on season 1. It was insane. One of them was about how they made Miranda's marriage to Steve look like hell when it was really heaven. Like most people who want to be married, they just want someone to sit on the couch with. That's what it really all.
They sit on their face.
That's what it all boils down to, is somebody
Yeah.
to sit next to on the couch. And that's how they were depicting this marriage. And we were all like,
Steve
Why
was like
did-
hardworking, nice guy. He was funny.
He owns a
loved
bar.
her.
he owns a bar, and
Business
every
owner.
night they would have their little Greek yogurt tradition where they would put all their fun toppings on their Greek yogurt and sit and watch Netflix together. And we're all us
Aw.
married people for 20 years are like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. Like we love one another and we hang out and we're like, this is how it is. And we have kids together. And so there's Brady and like, they had a beautiful house. And this
Wow.
man loves her. And all Miranda could do was complain about this, about how bored she was. And it's like, wait a minute. Marriage
Guess
is
what, dude? you're 50% of that relationship. If you're bored, it's because you're boring. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
Don't participate
How
in
about
something that's boring. I hate blaming the other person for a relationship being
I
boring.
know.
That
And
is
she was
such a
also
cop.
complaining about their yogurt routine. It's like, well, then do something different. Get some
Yeah.
cheesecake. I don't know. Like, what
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Have them eat the yogurt out of your ass. Mix it up. That's what I do.
Well, there was this really gross scene where they're in the kitchen and Steve tries to get it on with Miranda, and he goes to, like, he puts his hands down her pants, and it's just like really awkward. And we're supposed to
There's nothing
believe
but a snake there.
we're supposed to believe that Steve, hot bartender Steve, has forgotten how to fuck. That's it. It went really awkwardly and bad, and we're supposed to believe that Steve forgot how to fuck his wife. That's ridiculous. Men do not forget how to fuck you after 20 years. Like,
Nope.
that's just so, it's so insulting. And they insulted this man and married men so badly. It was just gross.
That's what Hollywood is doing. They want to tear down men. It's like, I haven't seen the latest Indiana Jones, but I heard that they've taken Harrison Ford's character and made him like basically
they fixed it.
old and useless.
No, they fixed it. They fixed it. So Bob
Made
Iger
it modern.
he apparently saw they got such bad feedback from the first screening that they waited 15 months to release it and went back and rewrote it. They took all that shit out, Chrissy. They took all the woke stuff out. I just saw it in the theater and I loved every minute of it.
You liked it?
I heard it was horrible. Yeah, that's because it was horrible before they changed it. So they changed it. And nobody except for the people who saw the first screening saw any of that woke stuff. So they actually even changed the dialogue from that young woman so that she was not insulting him about his age and stuff. And the only age jokes that are made, he's making them about himself. So it was fine. It was definitely better than what they had initially planned. They were planning on taking him out through a time machine process so that Indy never existed. That's what they were going to do. So that by the end of the movie, the only Indiana Jones anyone ever knew was this young woman. And then they were going to continue the series with her. That would have caused an epic meltdown, but they didn't do that. They rewrote it. And you guys should go and see it. It's really not bad. The Crystal Skull was bad. This new one, I actually really liked. Now, I don't think that the female lead deserves her own series. I don't think she was that interesting, but they took out the stuff that everybody would have hated.
Okay. I'm sorry to rub my monetization in your face, Megan, but I do have a couple super chats. From Mark. Sorry. Good morning, Chrissy and Megan. Megan, it must be rough sharing a name with someone who is not all there in the head. I'd say yes.
Rough shame. Well, you know what it is? It's actually kind of funny. I'm used to it. I think the thing that's the most annoying is having to look at the chats though that continue to say that's not Megan Fox. Like, no shit.
How unoriginal.
I know. Yeah. Can you come up with a better joke?
I know that's how I started the podcast, but I'm exempt.
You're exempt from that.
Yeah.
And anyway, you do have to tell people, well, not that one. Other but the chat continues to say Megan Fox really hit the wall. Do you think that that's a new joke? Because it's not. Like, I hear it every time, about 6 times. Can you guys just come up with something funnier? That's all I ask for. It's all I want is a better Megan Fox joke.
That's all anybody wants. What's up, David Lowe? Pumpkin spice was my favorite Spice Girl. Yes, she's the one who's always sitting on pumpkins. So you got to take those stumps off. Oh, this was just a good comment that I starred. From Holocron, the whites have been shamed for being white and guilty for years now. That stuff works on many. Yes. And you know who it works on? Women, who are easier to psyop. They're easier to manipulate because while our empathy is our greatest strength, it's also our greatest weakness. Clint Torres, Chrissy was just browsing for my morning podcast and saw the preview for this show and couldn't help but drop by and let you know that you're looking exceptional today. Oh, thanks, Clint.
Chrissy really does look great today. I told her that before the show. I was like, you look beautiful. Not that she's not always beautiful, but she's glowing. And I think she's got that newlywed glow.
Oh, we did have sex last night.
Well, there you go.
It's almost like when you're married, there's more pressure. Like I feel I feel not like I'm ever someone who often says no, but I feel like there's even more pressure to like not say no.
To not say
Like
no. Well, I
it's
think
like
that's a good
it's
thing to
everything
feel.
is now a
You shouldn't
wifely
say
duty.
no. You
No.
shouldn't say no. Unless you have a really good reason, you shouldn't say no. I don't
It's
think.
like added pressure. It's like God has his hand on my shoulder. He's like, now remember what I said, thou shalt put out. Remember,
Thou
you took all those classes. You know, you look now. Remember, you got your certificate. You got married in my house. Damn it! There's now turnover.
Yeah. You're such a mess. I love you.
That's what they said. They said there's 3 people in this marriage: you, your spouse, and God. So it's always a threesome. Matthew Hammond, I would much rather have this Megan Fox on the podcast. Me too. I think
thanks, Matthew. You're my new favorite chatter.
The other Megan Fox would be, do you know how fucking boring it would be? How hard I would have to work to have a conversation with her?
You'd have to listen to her talk about putting her little boys in skirts.
I'd be like, what kind of blood tastes best? I would have nothing to talk about with her.
Can we talk about the satanic rituals that you're doing?
You have fun transing your kids? What do you do when they say they don't want to wear boy pants that day? How do you deal with it?
Steve Gosney, he says this Megan Fox is moderately based and sometimes has something worthwhile to say. Thus, she has been occasionally canceled. It's true.
I feel like that's an AI bot wrote that. This is Chat GPT.
I'm like medium. I'm medium offensive. I'm medium smart, medium offensive. And
Age gets it. This is my marriage in a nutshell. God to Chrissy, but you promised. Think about that nice wedding ring you got, and guess what? If you look really closely, it spells out yes. I like this version of Megan Fox, which is much more witty and attractive than that demon-loving Hollywood version. See?
Thank you, Jared.
I think when people say, oh, what happened to Megan Fox? I think it's just their way of saying, like, I'm glad to see you here.
Yeah,
I'm glad
maybe.
You're here.
Chat's always a little squirrely, you know? Which is fine. We like you that way. You make us laugh most of the time. But yeah, no, I look, another thing about the Indiana Jones movie that I loved that I need to point out, I need to say this, is the woman who plays Marion. I don't know her actual name. I'm sorry. I don't know stars, but the woman who plays Marion, she makes a comeback, and the UK Guardian wrote this hideous article about her, and they said she's unrecognizable as Marion. No. She was totally recognizable. She's just aged. She is now almost 70.
Totally recognizable.
And she didn't put Botox in her face and put plastic in her mouth, and she has no duck lips, and she has wrinkles and gray hair, but she is completely recognizable as the actress who played Marion in the Temple of Doom. And she was wonderful, and she looks amazing. And if those Hollywood women would quit putting the shit in their faces and just age naturally, it would be so much better. I think
they'd be out of a job if they age naturally.
God, Marion looked amazing. Amazing, Chrissy. She's almost 70 years old and she still is beautiful. She's just older. Why is it as a culture that we can't just look at women getting older? You've got them in your family. You have your grandmother whose face you love, and look at her. Now, there she was, 40 years ago.
Wow.
And
40 years ago.
Yeah, 40. It's been 40 years since the release of Temple of Doom, or maybe a little more. It was 1986 or 7. Like it was a long time ago.
Okay, so
and
not quite.
What is her? Is there a picture of her now? Where's her?
No, this is a bad article. Okay,
no, we need to get the one with her now, because I think she looks great. I mean, for a woman her age, and I think it's terrible of people to say she's unrecognizable. I'd recognize her anywhere.
What about Indiana Jones and the Temple of Hemorrhoids? And they could make it age appropriate.
I'm looking for a picture of her now.
Surprise cameo. Yeah, she looks fine.
But she looks great. Here's a great picture of her 5 days ago. Karen, her name is Karen Allen. She looks amazing.
Saying, it broke my heart to see her just vanish into the ether. Karen Allen discusses saying goodbye to Marion in the final Indiana Jones film. It's the final one.
There, I sent you.
Now. She looks the same.
She looks the same, just older. Look at how good she looks, you guys. She looks like your favorite aunt. Why would this
be? She looks like she's sipping a fucking Cosmo in a white couch on Cape Cod.
I love her. I absolutely love her. I don't understand why the criticism about the way she looks. I think she looks fabulous.
Great. She looks great. And even if she has had a tiny bit of work done, like she's doing it right, because you can't really tell.
If she has, she's doing it right, because I can't tell. I can see that she looks like a woman of her age. Well, she looks a little younger than her age. I mean, if she's
60.
Yeah, she looks 60 something, which I think she's not. I think she's older than that. But my God, it bothers me so much when we have to listen to the media complain about how she looks. Is anybody saying that Harrison Ford looks like a wrinkled up sack of potatoes? No.
Right.
Because he doesn't. He looks pretty good too. Like,
well,
seriously.
Men are allowed to age. That's what you're forgetting.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we keep talking like this, Megan, we're gonna start watching Sex in the City again.
I think she looks great.
She does look great.
I thought she was terrific in the movie. It was a really sweet, reconnecting of those two characters. I loved that ending. I loved the ending that they had to rewrite, and it took 15 months for them to do it because they didn't want to piss off the audience. And I'm happy. I think that's a good sign for Disney. I think Disney is getting the message. Don't piss off your core audience.
People are still pissed off with.
No, they shouldn't be still pissed off about this. They changed all the things that everybody said they didn't like. There were no emasculating jokes in this. I was waiting for them. I was looking for them. I didn't see one. Not one. I mean, he makes fun of his own age, but she doesn't.
I want to see this movie. God damn it, Megan.
It's a great movie. It was good. It was so much better than The Crystal Skull. And I'm sorry, you guys, if you haven't seen it, do not walk around going, oh, that movie is woke and terrible. You haven't seen it. Go watch the final cut. Yes, it was woke and terrible before they made the final cut. It ended up being great. My kids loved it. And that's another way how I judge movies. I judge movies based on, do my children like it? Were they entertained? Did I feel at any moment I had to cover their ears, put earmuffs on them, and cover their eyes?
You didn't feel like Indiana Jones was emasculated?
No.
In this movie?
No, I did not. Okay. He was tired and he was old, but he is old, and old people get tired,
Everyone gets tired.
He was still a badass. He was still punching Nazis and stuff. So I saw him, and he wasn't like. I was waiting for the moment where she was like, I've come to save you. And she did have that line, like, I'm here to save you. But it never really worked out that way. He was saving the day as usual. As usual, Indy knew what was best. And they didn't do the thing I thought they were going to do. So I don't know why the chat's all, you're wrong. You're so wrong. I'm like, I'm not wrong. It was a good movie. And you guys, sometimes I think that the right in particular loves to jump on entertainment and criticize it because we hate Hollywood and we don't like these people. Okay. So I get it, but you go too far. You just go too far sometimes, where it's like, can you just shut up and enjoy a movie? Can you just enjoy the movie and not read into it all of your, biases that you have against Hollywood? I personally think, how much is Bob Iger paying you, Megan? God, Bob, I would take your money any day, but I'm doing this for free because I liked the movie. I liked it. And if I like something, I'm going to tell you I liked it.
It's good. I'm glad that you have your opinion. I think it is easy for a lot of us. Like if we see someone we're a fan of and we revere their opinion on entertainment, like, and if they don't like it, it is much easier to just take their word for it and be like, fuck that, I'm not going to see it. What's harder is to, like, I guess, still see the movie, do your own review. But I can also understand the point of why give your money to a company that hates you. So I guess if you have
because if they start listening, then they deserve your money. And I think that in this case, they did listen to the audience. The audience saw the screening and freaked out and said, absolutely not. Stuff was leaked and people were like, no, we don't want it. And then they rewrote it. So what else do we want? Yeah, if I get
look, Megan's trying to get her monetization back. Okay, let her simp for this movie.
You know what else? I'm going to do another one. You guys are going to hate this too. But I thought there was a major overreaction to The Mandalorian the last season. My kids loved it. We loved it. We were totally engrossed in it. So what? Lizzo was in one scene. Who cares? My kids actually enjoyed that.
The visuals are great. It's an impressive looking show, but I didn't love it. I still watched it, but I'm just like,
I liked it. And I don't love Lizzo, and I was rolling my eyes during that scene, but I'm not going to let one scene in a show that I love make me turn against The Mandalorian entirely. I liked it. I mean, Jack Black, who cares? It was literally like,
for me.
It was like 30 seconds. Like, we can't get past 30 seconds. I liked it. I thought it was good. We enjoyed it a lot.
There's nuance. Yeah. Stumpy. Chrissy's glow is the effect of being monetized. You're right, Stumpy. It is.
I'm never gonna glow again.
Oh, you will. You will. Just make some videos.
Look, it's even dark in here.
Top 5 things I love about Pride Month. Just
I couldn't even get my studio to light up properly today. It's just like
do sarcastic pro-gay content. Have a kid you like that much, take him to Pride.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, can you imagine?
Top 5 outfits at Pride.
Top 5 outfits at Pride. That would be hilarious, actually. But see, I think they would read the sarcasm. I don't think I could do it. I said I was going to try and do videos of the opposite of what I think. So take a topic and take the exact opposite and see if I get remonetized again. But I think they would know what I was doing. I don't know.
I like Jared's comment here. Just like with the fanatical left, there's a bit of undeserved hyperbole that runs rampant on the right, too. Reality exists somewhere in a centrist sweet spot. Thanks, Jared. Do that.
All right. No, Jack Burton. I did not like Sharknado. Okay. Stop it. That is not true.
Did you also love Snakes on a Plane? Did you also love...
I hated Snakes on a Plane. Nope. Oh, well, the one thing I liked about Snakes on a Plane, though, was that somebody made a movie called Snakes on a Plane, and it was exactly what you thought it would be. Mm-hmm. that you got to give... That's balls.
It's also a very memeable movie. Okay.
Yes.
I love
So is Sharknado, to be totally honest. I mean, Sharknado, how many good jokes came out of that? It was fantastic.
I don't think I even saw Sharknado.
I didn't see Sharknado. I saw the jokes. The jokes were good.
So let's see. Gay versus Groomers is in a little bit of a tiff with Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Gays Against Groomers' newest thread exposing Caitlyn Jenner as the biggest hypocrite and fraud in this movement has more views in just 4 hours than his Fairness First ad that was posted on June 23rd, which is a blatant copy of the one that we put out 3 weeks ago, by the way. It's pretty obvious why Jenner decided to attack me. And again, Gays Against Groomers completely unprovoked the other day in a response to a tweet that mentioned neither of us. Jenner wants Fairness First to dethrone GAG. Isn't that funny? It's called GAG.
I love that it's called GAG.
As a leading organization fighting radical gender ideology. Well, I have some news for you, CJ. That's too damn bad, and it will never happen. I'm not going anywhere, despite you kindly suggesting I step down and hand the organization. I started and grew into a massive success in under a year to log cabin GOP, LMAO. Oh, and Gays Against Groomers is not going anywhere either, ever. Not until the agenda is stopped. You are a fraud and the catalyst for the explosion of trans-identifying youth and the erasure of women. Us, women, and gays do not want you representing us, and we definitely do not need you. Woo!
I'll tell you what started this was that unprovoked, Jenner put out this tweet that was really nasty about Jamie. And what it comes down to is that Jamie is a DeSantis supporter and Jenner is a Trump supporter. This is all about primary politics. And so instead of just linking arms with people who agree with you, Jenner decided to start a fight a political fight with a DeSantis supporter. And it's not, look, I don't care if you support Trump and I don't care if you support DeSantis. If we are on the same page against this gender ideology, I'll work with you any day. And I hate primary politics and the infighting that is happening. And Jamie did not deserve that. Jamie really works hard. I've known Jamie for a long time. Jamie works hard, and she is a sincere person, and she has grown her organization, which is her organization, to huge heights in a short period of time. And suggesting that she should hand it over to the log cabin Republicans who have, to my knowledge, not made any waves. I can't name one thing, and I'm sorry, log cabin Republicans. I'm sure you mean well, but I can't name one major culture shift that the log cabin Republicans have been involved in. But I can say that Gays Against Groomers have been at every Pride March, every big, televised Pride March with their huge trucks out there that say Pride is not for kids. Stop grooming kids. If you want to do this to kids, or porn is not for kids. They have all kinds of stuff. They're taking the heat. They're taking the bullets. And for Caitlyn Jenner, I don't even like calling Jenner Caitlyn, because I just, to me, I'm a kid from the 80s. I will never see this person as a Caitlyn. Okay. I just won't. I can't. I just see Bruce Jenner's face. That's it. And to me, it's just very hard to do that. But I have appreciated Jenner's response to some of the bathroom stuff and some of the, the sports things. But this primary political fight, this is gross. Just stop.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if Jenner is taking any kind of money. You never know. You can't trust these celebs.
And then when they make these other organizations to compete with an organization that is already so successful, why? Why are you doing it? It feels like feels intentional, like an inside job to take them down because they're so effective. And that would be something that the right would do to one another, because that's something we do. Unfortunately, that is something we do.
Maybe Caitlyn is trying to get like the sane gays over to her side / DeSantis's, or no, wait, Caitlyn's for Trump.
Trump.
Over to Trump's side.
Right.
Because maybe that's a demographic
Trump's not
they're
happy.
struggling with.
I think Trump is not happy that Gays Against Groomers won't kiss the ring. And you know what's really sad about it? They were all on Team Trump last go around. And Trump destroyed that. He ruined it. Nobody else. So there's a lot of reasons why Gays Against Groomers are not with Trump anymore. And they were almost all of them were huge Trump supporters.
Do you know why they stopped supporting Trump?
Yeah, because they were working with his campaign. They were campaigning for him, and they watched him choose people to be on the inside circle who were terrible choices. And, when you can only say so many times, don't hire this person. Don't do this. This is going to tank your campaign. This is going to lose you an election. You can only say that so many times before you realize this person can't get it through his thick skull that these people are not out to help him. And the people who were out to help him, he ignored completely. You can only do that one time before all the people who would have been loyal are not loyal anymore because they don't trust you. And I think that's what happened there. And I also think they didn't like the way, and I would agree, that he left the J6ers hanging to dry. He left a bunch of people sitting in prison on federal charges for walking through the White House. He didn't pardon any of them. He didn't even attempt to help them. He didn't raise any money for their legal funds. Wow. He did nothing, and it was his fault that they were there in the first place. So all he cared about was himself, and everybody can see that. So the people,
it's like these were your supporters. These are people who came out for you.
Yes, and many of them got caught up in it because they were there to support him because he asked them to be, and he's perfectly happy using people, right? He's perfectly happy to use them to get what he wants.
I mean, I understand he's not trying to look like, that he loved January 6th, and it was like, his big idea. I mean, everyone at this point knows it was a huge psyop. It was a huge setup. But yeah, maybe, I guess for optics, he feels like he can't look at all like he's trying to have these people's backs, which is really unfortunate.
Well, there were a lot of people, though, who were arrested on nonviolent crimes, and the crime was trespassing. Those people should have been let go, clearly. You should not get 3 years in a federal prison for putting your feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Okay. If people can burn down buildings in the summer of 2020, burn down entire cities and get off completely, then putting your feet on Nancy fucking Pelosi's desk should not come with a 3-year prison sentence. We cannot apply the law so unequally and then pretend that we're a free country. This is not those are political prisoners, those people who walked. I'm not talking about the ones who got into fights with cops. I'm talking about the ones who walked through the building, wandered in, took a sign. That guy who carried the podium around, like that guy, he got like 3
Adam
years.
Johnson.
He got
Adam
a lot
Johnson.
of time.
I don't think went into prison. No, because he was just on my podcast. Like,
or did he he took a plea deal or something, right?
I forget what his deal was.
The shaman. The QAnon shaman got a 3-year sentence. Now he got released early because of the video evidence that was withheld from his defense, by the way. That's a Brady violation. Come on. So it was all very unfair. And so I don't fault any of them for saying we're going to vote for DeSantis because DeSantis didn't betray us, really. I don't fault them, and I think primary politics are really stupid. And everybody on the right should just calm down, wait for the primary, vote for who you want, and then support whoever wins, and stop fighting because the fighting is dumb.
Matthew Hammond. Unfortunately, Trump listened to Jared Kushner. Oh,
he did.
I don't trust any man who can't grow a beard.
He does look awfully young, doesn't he? Looks
like
he's
like not my type.
15.
He doesn't look like he could lift an air conditioner into a window.
All right, I think is it beach
time? Oh,
yet?
yes, it's beach time. It's beach time, Megan, this flew by. I'm so sorry that YouTube is screwing you over. I would do the best you can with what you're able to do, shorts, commercials, and just keep being you, and just stream other places that will have you,
Yeah. I'm going to reapply when I can. Every 30 days you can reapply. And we'll see what happens. I'll keep track of it. Maybe it'll make for a good article, and who knows? We'll see. But 10 years of my life down the drain. Just no worries. No worries here.
It could come back. Keep trying.
It could. I'll keep trying. Thanks, chat. Thanks for hanging out and being so welcoming, and all of that.
You're my favorite, Megan Fox. Don't listen to anybody. Don't let anyone tell you anything different.
I love you, Chrissy.
Follow Megan at meganfox.locals.com and on Twitter at meganfoxwriter. Woohoo! Lee Kramer. Yay, I'm trustworthy. Yes, you are. You're the best. And I'll see you guys back here at 5 p.m. I will be interviewing Jackie Martling. He's going to discuss the new documentary about him that is coming out this month. That's Jackie the Joke Man Martling. So we'll see you back here at 5. Thanks, guys. Bye.